Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. Nate Diaz recently posted online hinting that he may fight at MSG, and I wanted to make a video of my absolute dream fight for Nate Diaz next. If you've been following my channel, you probably already know the answer to this question, but I figured I'd make a dedicated video on it because I love this fight so much. So first off, we pretty much know the UFC schedule from UFC 265 through UFC 267. UFC 267 isn't officially announced yet, but it's most likely Jan Blachowicz defending his light heavyweight title against Glover Teixeira in Abu Dhabi at the end of October. So that leaves UFC 268 for November, and I think that is going to be the card that's going to be at MSG. The UFC, since they've been doing events in New York, it's usually been in November in MSG, one of the biggest cards of the year. And how can you not have a big card without having Nate Diaz on that card? So the dream matchup that I absolutely would love for Nate Diaz to have next would be Nate Diaz versus Tony Ferguson. And not only that, I would love for this fight to be a 5-round fight. You look back at UFC 262, well, then it turned into UFC 263. We got Nate Diaz versus Leon Edwards at 170, 5-round fight. And then look, now we have Nick Diaz versus Robbie Lawler, a 5-round fight also. Can you imagine Nate Diaz versus Tony Ferguson on the featured fight of MSG UFC 268 5 rounds? I don't know who's going to win that fight, but I need to see it. And there's never been a time more than right now to make that fight. Tony Ferguson is on a 3-fight losing streak, but I've been a defender of Tony Ferguson. He's fought nothing but killers on that losing streak. He's fought Justin Gaethje for the interim title last year, most recently losing to Beneil Dariush, and then also losing to Charles Oliveira last December, I believe it was, who's Oliveira is now the champion. So he's fought nothing but killers on that 3-fight losing streak. A lot of people are trying to bury Tony Ferguson, but I still believe he's a great lightweight fighter and can be for another couple years. Nate Diaz is kind of on that similar path. He has 1 win in the last 4 fights. He's on a 2-fight losing streak, but look at the guys he's fighting. Jorge Masvidal and Leon Edwards, 2 amazing 170ers. Jorge Masvidal fought for the belt twice and lost, obviously. But just shows you what kind of level those guys are. Leon Edwards is a guy who's always in title discussions at welterweight. So just 2 great quality opponents. So it's weird how Nate Diaz and Tony Ferguson are in similar or on similar paths. You know, they both lost their own losing streaks, but against some of the top quality guys. And I know people are probably thinking, well, Tony Ferguson fights at 155. Tony Ferguson has dabbled at 170 before. Nate Diaz isn't a real 170. I know some people are going to say I'm lying about that, but I mean, most of his career, he's fought at 155. He just likes fighting 155ers at 170, and they just don't cut weight. He was recently calling out Dustin Poirier after Dustin's win over Conor McGregor. And I just think Nate Diaz versus Tony Ferguson, featured fight of UFC 268, 5 rounds at 170. I don't know if there's any fight better than that right now, especially a non-main event. I think that would be a little bit too crazy if they made that a main event. They couldn't make that a main event for a pay-per-view. 2 guys on losing streaks. But even if it was a co-main event, I'm saying featured fight of the pay-per-view. Even if it was a co-main event, that'd be a solid co-main event. And I think a lot of people would get behind that fight. I absolutely love that fight. You look at both guys' skill sets. First off, both of them have unlimited stamina. Both of them have pretty good striking. Tony Ferguson's a little more unorthodox, throwing elbows, doing different rolls in the cage and stuff like that. Both guys have great jiu-jitsu, and neither guy is really going to look to take you down. And I know, I love grappling, I love wrestling, but there is fun fights where both guys are just walking each other down, throwing crazy strikes, especially when it's at a high level. I'm not all that excited about it when you got 2 low-level guys just slinging it out. That doesn't entertain me. But when you have 2 high-level strikers like Tony Ferguson and Nate Diaz, I would love to see them go back and forth, especially with their unlimited stamina. Literally, you know what? Make that a 7-round fight or a 10-round fight. Just make it until one of these guys gets a finish. Both guys are so tough. They're just so similar. And this is a fight that I've dreamed of for many years. I just thought, I would always love to see Tony Ferguson versus Nate Diaz just based on their styles. It would be so much fun. But let me know in the comments, would you guys love this fight? I'm personally dying to see this fight. And I think, a lot of us fans needs to get behind pushing for this fight between Nate Diaz and Tony Ferguson. I think it makes the most sense. I think both guys would take it in a 5-round, non-title, non-main event. The Diaz brothers would be involved in the first 3 non-title, non-main event 5-round fights ever. And I just think it would be so much fun. So let me know in the comments if you guys would love this fight. Do me a favor, make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe if you're not already. Make sure you turn on notifications. And also, I will be doing a live chat tomorrow night, Wednesday night. Make sure you guys join me for that. It's always fun talking MMA with you guys. I appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video.